Muraviev. He's an associate professor of national security and strategic studies at Curtin University. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us here on the program. Now, we keep hearing the U.S. warn Russia of severe consequences. What would those consequences be if Russia does indeed take action militarily?
Look, I mean, we can entertain a variety of options. Obviously, some of that already been discussed, such as denying Russia the opportunity to use SWIFT, international banking transfer system, probably freezing some of the exports and imports of some critical components that are still being supplied to Russia, perhaps forcing Europeans to limit the purchases of Russian energy resources. But there is not much else to add to this. Okay, you can make Putin persona non grata in the context of his possible visitations to Western countries. If sanctions from hell, as the way how it was described in Congress, will be imposed, the next thing is breaking up any ties, any relations with Russia. So effectively seizing diplomatic relations and turning and transforming the relations between the United States and Russia into a state of an open confrontation.
Biden also said NATO is divided in opinion on how to deal with Russia, something we haven't really heard from any member of the alliance say before. On what matters do you think they're having trouble coming to agreements on?
Look, I think the principal matter is that NATO is not prepared to fight Russia, and NATO is not prepared to confront Russia militarily. And more importantly, the Europeans, understandably realizing that this is becoming more a great power struggle, Moscow versus Washington, which in their mindset echoes a lot of what was happening during the Cold War, when Europe was caught in the middle, when Europe was made a nuclear target because part of Europe obviously was politically and militarily aligned with the United States. And the Europeans do not want to become the nuclear target for the Russian missiles. So that's one element. That's an element linked to the political military angle. And obviously there is a strong economic angle because the Europeans want still trade with Russia. They have significant economic interests in Russia, they have investments in Russia, and they want Russian energy resources, particularly given the fact that European winter right now is pretty severe, and there is a growing demand for any energy resources, and Russia traditionally was one of the principal suppliers of those key energy resources to the European clientele.
All right, Associate Professor of National Security and Strategic Studies at Curtin University, Alexey Muraviev, thank you so much for joining us here on the program and sharing that insight with us.
Thank you.